1. AM 1450, FM 99.3, KNSI, taking you home with VoigtJohnson Real Estate. Heidi Voigt in studio with us. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Wow, a lot of things happening right now. Spring market's knocking on the door, all of that kind of stuff. What do we need to know about what makes a home affordable, Heidi?
Well, I think you can't talk about affordability with just about anybody unless you're talking about what used to be affordable,
Okay.
right? And just read a really interesting article on how could we get to the point where things were as affordable as they were in 2019.
Now, is that a good thing? Was that a good thing? Or I look at it as a bad thing.
As what? That things were that affordable?
When market rates were as low as they were.
Yeah, the market rates, I don't think anybody would object to that happening again, but when market rates go down, historically prices go up.
Why
right?
wouldn't they? Yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm more talking about is, we're going to find in year-end statistics for 2025
Okay.
that the first-time home buyer age is creeping up to 40 years old. Just
my.
right in that range.
Can I ask you how old you were when you bought your first home?
I was 22.
I was 23.
Yeah. So
24.
Yeah.
That's huge.
It's huge difference, right?
Yeah.
And this, even getting into the 30s, I think we made that leap over 30 probably right in that 2019, and it's just progressively increased,
Okay.
right? So the affordability conversations are part of our job, right?
Sure.
And who we're talking to and how we can get people there. Just to give a little history lesson, in order for getting a typical mortgage payment to be about 21% of the median income, this is what would happen in today's market.
Okay.
The mortgage rates would have to fall down to 2.65. Incomes would have to rise to 56%,
Yeah.
and home prices would have to fall to 35%.
That sounds disastrous to me.
And that's not happening.
Yeah.
Right? So we need to push that whole concept out the door and kind of redefine what is affordable. And I think that the affordability equation is going to be different for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it is going to be a combination of people getting back to, diving in and saving money,
Yeah.
Eliminating expenses that they don't need. It's gonna be defined by how important is home ownership to people.
Yeah, and I don't understand why that whole American dream thing is kind of fallen by the wayside. I just don't get that.
Well, I don't think it's fallen by the wayside. I think that what happens is when you have people that have $87,000 of student debt and daycare is $2,500 a month, and you have $300 phone bills that used to be $19. The equation of everything, and then homeowners insurance has gone up 55%, and car insurance has gone up 55%. A lot of this is market stuff,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so I think the dream is still there, but if it doesn't seem attainable, people are going to become discouraged.
Do you think that we have done this to ourselves?
Oh, I definitely think there's been.
I do,
yeah,
too.
Yeah, there has been. But the one thing that, when you're looking at national statistics, Minnesota is a little bit different. I am still selling homes to people who are 24 years old.
Sure.
And as a group, I think that, our first-time home buyer age is a little bit lower in our area, but it's challenging.
Okay.
It's challenging for people. So some of the things that I think about, I'd actually love to hear people's success stories on what did they do to make their process affordable, because it's going to be different for everyone. But when I'm looking at younger people, there's no reason why you can't buy a house with another person.
True enough.
Get yourself started. If you're
True
a
enough.
young woman,
Whatever it takes.
yeah, a young woman or a young guy, and you guys can commingle down payment funds and buy a home together and say, we're going to live in this home together because we're already roommates in our apartment.
Right. We know we get along.
Yeah. So why not commingle some of those buyers into a position where you're buying an asset and then creating down payment money for your next purchases?
Sure.
Right?
What a great idea.
Oh yeah, and I think that people have always done it, but it's not a traditional way that we market to. We're usually looking at people that are singular or a married couple, or people who are step up, step
Yeah.
down. But I think that even the stats of multi-generational purchases. I had my first call yesterday from a multi-generational purchase where people are like, our kids are moving back in state. We want to sell our house and buy a house with them.
Sure.
It makes so much sense.
Yes, it really does.
It does.
Because you're just figuring out how to win.
Yeah, and well, that's just it. And it can be a win on so many other levels, right? I mean, if you are having affordable housing costs, that means that you can save for retirement. You can save on daycare costs, all those other different
Sure.
things that might come into play with.
Is it a situation, Heidi, where people are 20 years old and they expect to buy a home equal to their parents' home, and they don't want to start off with a place that needs a lot of work?
You think about cycles, and I have seen this. I mean, when I was working with people probably 6 to 10 years ago, I did see a little bit of a cycle where people that were 27, 28, 32, and they were maybe buying their first house,
Yeah.
they didn't want to step down. Okay? I do think that our new age of buyers are going to have to do that historical, buy something down here,
Sweat equity.
and then build yourself up.
Yep.
And there's other ways to look at it. I just did a calculation yesterday that if you buy a house with new shingles versus not new shingles,
Yep.
that can save you 20% on your homeowner's insurance.
Exactly.
On a $350,000 home, that can equate to be about $50 a month in payment.
Yeah.
So there can be little things that you calculate
Yeah.
that are going to put you in a position that make it more affordable.
From a guy who has done that
Yeah.
from day one,
Yes.
buy the house that needs the most work in the nicest neighborhood, do all that work, make the most money, sell the house, move it on up.
Yeah.
Sweat equity, you feel so good about yourself as to what you're doing.
Yeah. I think that you take ownership in building your wealth in that home.
Absolutely.
It's a great thing.
All right, Heidi, how do we work with you folks at VoigtJohnson Real Estate?
Well, you can give us a call at 320-774-2400 or VoigtJohnson.com. We've got a great gallery of agents for you.
Heidi, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, we